opponent, the champion, to my left, a 4-year pro, standing at 5'9", hailing from Cork Island. She was Ireland's national taekwondo champion. She's the reigning, defending international champion. She is all violence. She is Anita Vaughan.
And before we get started here tonight, for those of you who may be joining us for the first time to witness Kris Statlander in Pro Wrestling Eve, you can go back and watch all of our back catalogue for the great price. It's a bargain, $8.99 a month. On there, you can see the stars of today, the stars of tomorrow, and the stars of yesterday who have gone on to do amazing things in WWE, TNA, AEW, the likes of Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter, Miko Satomura, Alba Fire, Piper Niven, Manami Toyota, Jordan Grace, the list goes on. They have all stepped through those ropes. They've either cut their teeth in Pro Wrestling Eve or they have passed the torch in Pro Wrestling Eve. So please, if you're joining us for the first time, don't let it be the last, as these two women lock up and our international title match is underway.
Anita Vaughan attempting to give a headlock out from Kris Statlander, puts on one of her own.
And the feeling out process here in the start of this match, of course, both of these women won't have even met eyes, let alone stepped in the ring together across either of their careers. A lot of tape on Kris Statlander, of course, 9-year pro, former AEW TBS champion. Not as much tape on Anita Vaughan for Kris to study.
Of course, Kris Statlander defeated Jade Cargill to get that TBS championship, and as you've mentioned, very mainstream tape on Kris Statlander.
And of course, not defeated for that TBS championship either.
Absolutely.
As
handstand here.
Handstand out.
Gets out of that, leg scissors.
Now, usually Anita Vaughan is not used to having her power met in the ring. She's definitely going to have her power met here tonight with Kris Statlander.
I think it's interesting, if you look at both wrestlers, both would be considered powerhouses.
Absolutely.
But Kris Statlander, not to say that Anita Vaughan isn't a favourite because she is the champion, but Statlander, as she goes for this cover, certainly could be argued is the slightly more powerful one, just purely because of experience alone. But Anita Vaughan catching the leg, got that ankle, pushed away by Statlander. And I think you mentioned it quite rightly, Jetta. It's the feeling out process to begin with.
Absolutely, a feeling out process here in the start of the match. Anita Vaughan knows what she's up against here. She almost doesn't really have anything to lose. I mean, of course, she is the champion. She wants to retain it. But Kris Statlander, widely regarded as one of the best professional wrestlers currently wrestling today. A loss to Kris Statlander, although painful, wouldn't be unexpected. But for Kris Statlander, it's almost like people would expect her to win here tonight with her past experience as she goes to that headlock takeover there, in control of Anita Vaughan. So as much as there's the power advantage, there's the strength advantage, there's the experience advantage, there's also, again, and we've spoke about it previously in matches here tonight, it's the mind games. And sometimes that's how you lose matches. Sometimes that's how you win them.
Equal footing there.
Oh.
Both attempted to go for the shoulder block, but...
And a shove there. A nonchalant shove by Anita Vaughan to Kris Statlander. Telling Kris, I'm not intimidated by you. You're in my ring.
And that reflects the new personality of All Violence, Anita Vaughan. This is the woman who beat Sky Smithson for the international title. But a shoulder block from the Stat Daddy herself, taking down Anita Vaughan. And as mentioned, Kris Statlander, international talent, challenging for the international title.
Oh.
Dropped by a big kick from Statlander, and our champion
And
goes reeling.
Smartly, Anita Vaughan rolling out of the ring.
And taking a breath, taking a moment. I think Anita Vaughan will be very well aware of the champion's advantage.
And not just taking a breath, but also checking those teeth are still exactly where they were a couple of seconds ago before that big boot to the jaw there of Anita Vaughan from Kris Statlander. And now Kris, has she had enough going out after her as Anita picks the leg?
Picking that leg.
And what's she going for here?
Kris Statlander has had a wealth of leg injuries in her past, and Vaughan just kicking the head of Statlander and soaking in the E faithful.
And again, Anita Vaughan here just taking her time.
Because Anita Vaughan, she has shown she's calculating, she's shown she's callous over the last few months. This is not the same Anita Vaughan that entered Eve. This is very much a different human being.
This is a completely different person to the one that stepped foot in Pro Wrestling Eve. But, you know, the one that stepped foot in Pro Wrestling Eve, although she was probably a nicer person, she also had more losses on her record.
Could be argued that nicer person would be facing Kris Statlander right now, as both jostling for suplex.
Battling to suplex on the outside of the ring here onto the concrete floor, and a huge chop there by Statlander to Vaughan.
And that's an important point. You've mentioned that really well, Jetta. There's no, you just look at that, there's no padding. There's no padding, this is pure concrete, so any move on the outside of here will do severe damage as well.
Yeah, I mean, something like a suplex on the outside of the ring here wouldn't just end the match, it could end a career. Oh, that chop! Thundering through the chest of Anita Vaughan there, rattling off the walls of the Big Penny.
And our front row has had to go up and down from their chairs all
And
night.
it looks like they have to move again as, another one of those thunderous chops.
Statlander controlling Vaughan. Vaughan is being caught out here. She's, whether it's for pressure of facing Statlander, whether it's for pressure of her second ever international title defense, she seems to be on the back foot right here, right now. But managing to take down Statlander. And now it's going to be Vaughan who is taking the apron to be in control.
And Statlander here on the steel steps, pushing Vaughan away. And she's kind of prone here as she's created space here inadvertently.
And a huge penalty kick takes down Statlander.
And again, you know, the fall there, not only the impact of that kick, but Statlander falling down those steel steps down onto the concrete floor. Insult to injury there after that huge penalty kick.
And we've seen the damage that Anita Vaughan can do. She decimated a Luna, who we haven't seen since. She decimated, had a very strong showing against Lucia Lee, who we haven't seen since.
And don't forget how she took the title away from Sky Smithson, who, you know, she's as tough as they come here in Pro Wrestling Eve. She absolutely dominated Sky.
Oh my God, just thrusting the back into that apron. And that is barely protected. Statlander now trying to get back into the ring. Vaughan lending her an assist. Of course, if she wants to win this match, if she wants to retain her championship, her belt, she will need to have to cleanly pin or submit.
Absolutely, she's going to have to do it in the ring.
Statlander trying to get some strikes in, trying to show that there's life. Irish whip from Vaughan, catches Statlander, and that is no mean feat. Backbreaker.
And just ragdolling her into
straight into the suplex
here. Thunderous suplex.
There is no denying the talent,
the strength
of our international champion. Cover 2, and maybe, just maybe, taking that pinfall a little bit too lightly.
Taking too long, no hook of the leg, no elevated pressure onto the shoulders. But again, Anita Vaughan trying to get into the head of Kris Statlander here, maybe not expecting to win the match with those maneuvers. I mean, who knows?
But that was such a smooth maneuver
So smooth.
from the backbreaker to the suplex.
And effortless, the strength.
Like Kris Statlander is to pick up Kris Statlander, that takes something.
And again, this is like we said, you know, the height advantage that both women usually have, the strength advantage that both women usually have.
Anita Vaughan laying in those shoulder thrusts into Kris Statlander. Between driving her into that apron, that backbreaker and that suplex, the torso of Kris Statlander must be writhing in pain at this point. Cover again, hooks the leg.
But again, you know, hooking the leg, but no pressure really there on the shoulders. As Statlander kicking out, you'd have to do a lot more there to put away someone the caliber of Kris Statlander.
But, and I'm sure you can tell us about this, Jetta, it's as Anita goes for back, it takes effort to kick out.
It does take effort to kick out, absolutely, it does. But the tighter the pin and the more pressure on the pin, the more it takes to kick out, you know?
Yes.
Anita Vaughan's not got to let herself get ahead of herself here. I don't know what she expected to happen stepping in the ring here tonight with Kris Statlander. Obviously, she had confidence in herself. I don't know if she realised she would dominate as well as she has, so far anyway.
Another cover.
Into another cover. But she can't get complacent here. This is Kris Statlander.
And that was just a crossing strike to the face of that, just malice behind that. And now you can see she's just getting in the face of Kris now. But that, I think, if anything, is waking Kris Statlander up.
I feel like that's a mistake.
As she gets Statlander into that cravat. And just another penalty kick to the back as well.
And again, that kick across the back, the foot into the kidneys there of Kris Statlander.
And we can see Anita Vaughan going once again, just quite content of grinding Kris Statlander down, raining down that stamina, raining down that energy. Big elbows, though, from Statlander. Jawbreaker gives her some space. And Statlander now...
That is all she needs.
When you give Kris Statlander space, you're going to need to back it up, and that was good. Anita Vaughan recognised that. But off the ropes, Statlander has got some life.
But again, like you say, she gave too much space to Statlander there, as now both women seem to be going strike for strike. As Anita with a European uppercut.
But she recognised. She recognised.
Outsmarted her.
German suplex.
Oh, and a huge German suplex. But Statlander to her feet with a German suplex of her own. And we have a fight here tonight as both women clothesline, both women down to the mat. And is this the time and the space that Statlander needs to regroup here, as Anita Vaughan is reeling and gasping for air on the mat?
You just listen to the Eve faithful here in the Big Penny Social. The biggest defense thus far for Anita Vaughan.
This is not just the biggest defense so far, this is the biggest match of Anita Vaughan's career, make no mistake about it.
And we'll see if there's many defenses more to come after this, but she has to get through Kris Statlander. And Kris Statlander, you don't just travel all the way from America to the UK for nothing. She wants to win the Eve International title. Vaughan elbowing Statlander, whip into the other corner. And you can see that sick smirk on Vaughan as well. The machinations of Anita Vaughan. As defeat from Kris Statlander.
Can she capitalise? Oh, and she's up!
European uppercut from Statlander into the other rope. Big rising knee.
Huge burst of adrenaline here from Kris Statlander as Anita's up and down, twisting Michinoku driver into a perfect cover, and it's just a 2 count. And that is all it takes. That is all Statlander needs to capitalise. And Anita Vaughan is in trouble here.
The surge of energy, the surge of adrenaline.
And the crowd here firmly behind Kris Statlander.
And for the first time in quite some time in this match, Statlander has an opportunity to lay in some damage on the Eve International Champion. Big elbow strikes though from Anita. Pump handle incoming.
Oh, and
Catches.
she's up, she's up.
Looking to slam. Statlander down, does it.
Into
One,
the cover.
two. And you look at the faces of both Statlander and Vaughan, red in the face, so much energy exerted in this hot building.
Absolutely, so much energy to get Kris Statlander up onto her shoulder after that flurry of offense that Anita Vaughan has just taken from Statlander. Let's make no mistake about it, carrying off maneuvers like that, you might not get the 3 count, but that also takes something out of the person that's giving the maneuver as it is to the person receiving it.
Managing to catch
and
Vaughan.
she's up again, she's
Olympic slam on Anita Vaughan.
And what is she signaling for here? As Statlander now climbing the ropes, but
Anita doesn't quite know where
doesn't know where
Statlander
she
is. And that is the time that Kris Statlander needs. Oh my God, powerbomb from Vaughan. I don't know if she was playing possum, I don't know if that was a reaction, but a big fisherman driver. One, two. Oh my God.
And you have to think that if Vaughan had both of those legs hooked, that could have been it. If it wasn't for the power of Statlander, able to use the momentum of having that free leg to power her shoulders off the mat, that could have been the 3. And that is the inexperience of Vaughan versus the experience of Statlander coming into play.
And you can just see a kick from Vaughan there as well. Just not doing damage, just letting Kris Statlander know that she is still there. Statlander and Vaughan absolutely laying it into each other here at the Big Penny Social.
Anita Vaughan here with the control of the neck. And what is she going for here?
Trying again
to power Statlander up. But Statlander fighting out. Oh!
Managing to catch Vaughan. And that is the move that Anita Vaughan normally uses. She's one match. Oh, crucifix. 2. Oh my God.
It's just a 2.
Discus clothesline. 1, 2. No.
And that is as close can get to a 3 count. Huge discus lariat there from Statlander. And we talk about the inexperience of Vaughan previously, but inexperience be damned with the reversal on that pin there, almost catching Statlander by surprise.
And you just listen to the faithful, and I would say I agree.
Absolutely, and Statlander now just ragdolling Anita Vaughan into the corner here.
And I think it's important to know the time that's ticking as well. There is going to be a limit to this time, so we're not close to the end, but we are getting there.
But we're past the halfway point here now.
Statlander has got Anita Vaughan lined up. Oh, but caught with a full Nelson. And just slams Statlander into the corner.
Back of the neck there, into that turnbuckle.
And just look at those forearms. I mean, those are just nasty. Those are just ferocious, laying it in to Statlander. And Statlander trying to get the arm up.
But exhaustion setting in here now. And we talk about the temperature, you know, it makes a massive difference.
Vaughan.
Is Vaughan here taking her time, and is she taking a bit too much time here? Statlander looks out on her feet, but it...
Lining up for a clothesline, maybe. Off the ropes. Oh! Thrust kick from Statlander.
Oh! And Anita with one of her own.
And looking for the crossface. And look at that, just cinching under the chin. This is how she defeated Lucia Lee in her first defense.
And the torque on the back of the neck there, wrenching on the back of the neck of Statlander here, and they are They're pretty much in the center of the ring here.
Statlander, though, managing to maneuver, getting a pinfall attempt, but look.
Anita rolling through, but hang on a minute. How did Statlander manage to pick her up? And what does she have in mind here?
Vaughan
is fighting out.
Oh my God, crucifix driver, 2. Somehow, some way, Anita Vaughan managing to get an offensive maneuver.
Oh!
Lariat from Anita Vaughan. 1.
Just a 1 count. And here is that otherworldly strength from Kris Statlander coming into play, kicking out at 1 after all of the offense that has been thrown at her in this match as we start to tick down to 10 minutes remaining in this title match.
Anita Vaughan said she wanted international talent. She said that she would demolish international talent. She is needing to put her money where her mouth is. But thus far hasn't been able to put Kris Statlander away. But Statlander catching Anita Vaughan. Big kick. And now managing to get her up.
Oh, and she's up in a package pile driver.
Center of the ring.
1. Oh my. And Anita kicking out at 1. Oh.
Statlander looking for Saturday Night Fever on a Friday night. Hits it. New champion.
She's done it.
She's done it. She's done it.
Your winner via pinfall and the new international champion, Kris Statlander!
And just like that, the plates are being removed and the new plate is being added, and we have a new international champion in Kris Statlander.
What a moment! What a match! Your new Eve International Champion, Kris Statlander!